Bonjour, my name is Ian. I'm with a company called Les Boucherons, the Lumberjacks. And we've been sharing Canadian history and traditional French-Canadian culture with students all across Canada for over 30 years. Thanks for checking out this video series. I'm going to introduce you to a gal who's been piloting a program called Avant que j'oublie. Her name is Rachel Cyr. Having used this program for a year and a half now, she's got some interesting things to show you. Here's a list of some of the things that she's been doing. She's showing how to be an awesome teacher by being an awesome student. She shows how simple state changes might change the entire vibe in your whole school. She shows how to diminish inhibitions in second language learning. We have some students from her class at Mary Butterworth who are thriving beyond pencil paper worksheets. You're going to see how Rachel and her students have been experiencing an awakening in their hearts as a classroom. Watch closely, listen carefully. There's a lot of great nuggets here which Rachel has to share for you today. Enjoy.
It's more powerful when students see you struggle a little bit. I think that if they believe that their teacher is the end-all be-all and knows everything, then they get this false notion that they're supposed to know everything. So I believe that even though, there were times in year one where things would glitch or things wouldn't work and I stumbled and we laughed about it. All right, so Mackenzie, ici, Stephanie, ici. We can't have boys together because they don't often dance right. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, let's get another boy in here just because. Sahash. And I just believe that through those struggles, they saw that, hey, it's okay if I have struggles too. And this is something that even adults have, and they can overcome it, and they can laugh at themselves, and they can think that's okay, and they can get past it, and they can be stronger for it. So I think even working through this program and them seeing those little stumbles is what they need to see. It's okay to see that because that's how they're going to learn. Bonjour. Bonjour. Madame. Madame. Okay, so aujourd'hui, nous allons célébrer un peu de la culture française, okay? En utilisant une ressource qui s'appelle Avant que j'oublie. Anybody know what that means? Fear and lack of control. Because I feel personally that if I'm not, don't have the total knowledge and I'm not good at it, and people might, might think I'm less of a person for it, I don't want to put myself out there. Right? And you don't show that as a teacher to your students because, you do show your struggles, but you don't get that deep into it. And I think that sometimes we should, right? I think that students to an extent need to see the fear. They need to see that it's okay, that it's not going to be step by step. I believe I am a bit probably a total perfectionist. So I feel like if I don't have it exactly how it should be, that I just shouldn't do it at all, right? And I feel that if I can't answer every question, I'm not doing my job. And what I've learned through this, and of course other aspects in my teaching career, is that you don't have to know everything, and sometimes the best lessons are the ones that go off a little bit, and the ones that are not as well planned as the others, because what comes out of that is a learning experience. And if you can see it as a learning experience, show yourself that it's a learning experience, and somehow get past that fear, then the world opens up for you. When we go into another room, it's almost like when they step past that door, maybe there still might be a couple of their phones with them, but they're not sitting there texting and disconnected. I truly see them involved. Just today I was showing some of my students in another class videos of them dancing and playing the spoons. And when we looked, we actually commented on the fact that there was not one person who had their hand on their phone. It was like it didn't exist anymore. One thing that I see as a teacher is when we move to that other room where we have more time to sing and dance. I just see this, it's this instant energy. When they're walking out the door, they are kind of singing the songs, kind of dancing out the door. And the other thing I see is other students who happen to be passing by and staff are peeking in. Some have actually come in and sat down to see what is going on. And then you see their backs go a little bit straighter and they're proud of what they're learning. And just today in my class with some of these students right here. So when are we going back to sing and dance? Can we do this every one of our French classes? Is it going to be tomorrow? And when I tell them that it's going to be, it's like you hear the enthusiasm and see the enthusiasm. So that's really great to see as a teacher.
I find that it does help my learning. It helps me be more engaged in school and in French class specifically.
It's become a little bit easier to do French in it because it interacts with each other and it like makes us enthusiastic about it by singing and dancing instead of just doing staying in a class and doing worksheets all the time.
I find that if I can sing and dance with my classmates a little bit, it's a little bit easier to talk in front of them a little bit.
Like singing and dancing, it makes you more comfortable when you're speaking the French language.
To go out of the classroom into a different place, like when you kind of step into like the French world when you do the singing and dancing, rather than doing worksheets and kind of just in your own little place like you would usually be in.
I noticed that like after we had done the dances and stuff, I would be a lot more enthusiastic towards French class because I would be excited to learn more things, and I would just be more enthusiastic even outside of French class. Since this generation of ours is just on the, technology constantly, it's better to go around and dance and sing with other people because it feels like we're getting connected and taking back our old ways.